Hello YouTube. Today we're going to be talking about the final verdict on Cerato versus Carno and if it can be done by either side. The ending verdict is that the fight is a lot more balanced than we originally thought when you start to implement different sort of strategies during the fight. The fight you are seeing on the screen is the final 1v1 between me and my friend Aaron after who knows how many Cerato versus Carno fights, and both of us trying to figure out more and more things as time went on. So we are on a US server, so he has the advantage as I'm an EU player, and we just wanted to test things out. So it'd be easier for him to land bites and easier for him to dodge bites because he'll be seeing me better than I see him in terms of landing hits. So let's go over it. The main strategy that we are using here as the Carno is that we are assuming that both sides want the other dead for a start. Okay, because what will happen is that in most of these fights, the Carno will just move away. If he just doesn't want to fight these Ceratos, it will just move away and the Cerato will just do that. Many people will say the best strategy for Cerato is to waste the Carno stam. This is a lie, believe it or not. It's not the best strategy. What will happen is, if it's the Carno smart, it will just sit down while you are making absurd amounts of distance, which puts the fight into a stalemate. You never fight each other. Unless, of course, the Carno ambushes you, in which case you will die. So that's kind of how it works. Furthermore, if you have, say for example, you had 0 food, 0 water, and 0 stamina, and you vomited, the game would give you back 31% of each. Why? Because the game is set with the hard limits for how low vomiting can get you in terms of your stats. And obviously this hard limit can be abused like that, which means you can have a Carno with 0 stamina, and it starts trading alt bites with you, etc, 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 and then you make it vomit, and then it can just run away. Very strange. So yeah. Let's go over some more things with the basic strategy. The strategy I'm employing here against the Cerato is a charge-based strategy. However, you don't want to charge as the Carno. What you want to do is that you want to bait a situation where a cut charge would be viable, and then, of course, not do the charge and either get a bite on the tail and then run a bit forwards. So you're always actually, what you're doing instead is that you're actually trying to make the Cerato catch up to you. This means that you can land an alt bite when it goes in with the charge bite. It takes 6 charge bites, level 3, to kill a Carno. It takes 5 alt bites to the body/head to kill a Cerato. So these are sort of like your matchups. When you put this into consideration, it's actually quite an even fight. A second thing to mention, a good tip for the Carno is to know the Cerato's charge bite timing. If you can see here as well, sometimes on the screen, I go in for a tail bite while the Cerato is charging up his bite. The Cerato isn't going to want to waste this time going for a level 1 or a level 2 charge bite. It's going to want to make sure that it lands a good, powerful level 3 charge bite on your body to do the maximum amount of damage. Otherwise, it's not scaling as well. If you know the timing for the charge bite, you can start to run away as the Cerato is catching up to you, and then you can then just turn around right before the charge bite is going to run out. And what I mean by this is turn around such that when you run at the Cerato's charge bite will run out as you reach it. And as you see here instead, what Aaron does, once Aaron figured out that I knew the timing for this, he then started running forwards. And then as I turned around, he would run away, which is the main strategy that you see for Cerato, is to make the Carno waste its stam. But of course, I said that this is a lie, because unless you're fighting against a really, really bad Carno that just wants you dead, it's never going to chase you. It's just going to want to stay in this sort of like area of effect. With the body buff, the Cerato can just be face tank a Carno, so it's just, there's not much really to mention there. So yeah, overall the fight is fairly balanced, to be honest, and this video will hopefully show you what can happen. Remember that this is on a US server, so I'm playing from the EU, and the fight is fairly close. On an EU server, we will assume that it won't be as close, but still good to take some notes from. Some